lane that doesn't really need him whatsoever is Syndra, who can conduct herself. And top lane, there's a lot of freedom, so...
With his ward, he knows that Olaf is not on red side, because he would have done the Raptors by now. Beyond's coming and checking, but he's not going to see the Crux.
I mean, they know that Jarvan is somewhere up here. And I'm curious, I really want to see the top lane state. Okay, well, Rich is about to get
here we go.
And, oh.
Flash.
Yes. And the W is worth...
Yeah.
What is it called? The
Flourish.
Yeah, Deadly Flourish.
Deadly Flourish, yeah.
What is...
And it's like a flower that's on their house.
I swear that the person that was supposed to put it in the files copy-pasted wrong.
Mixed them up.
Oh!
Okay, well, Ben, he has his cleanse back, but he doesn't have his flash, so I don't even know why he used Tempered Fate here. This guy's 100% dead. First Blood is going to go over to Mystic on his Ashe. That's always dangerous.
He really utilizes that hybrid scaling. And let's take a look at
Are you serious? He didn't pick it up? Really? In 2020? Imagine if he had his magical journey the other way.
Well, nonetheless, Duck Time, I mean, yeah, like you were saying, the Tempered Fate does not make a whole lot of sense here.
Yeah.
Ends up just being wasted. Gangplank didn't have the ult. There was no way to contest that Infernal.
And your positioning is really important. He's got Tempered Fate back here. Let's see what he can do this time. Mystic gonna be able to flash that one, but Olaf is right on top of him. And Ashe doesn't have much in terms of mobility, so tries to flash and heal. But that was a great setup this time around with the offensive Tempered Fate. You're not just going to throw out a Tempered Fate randomly for a 2v2, right? This is a couple of dead members of the side of Team Dynamics. Woo! As Cougar is okay. Well, he's going to get jumped on there as Spirit is going to have Olaf on his back and finally going to take an undertow to the backside. But still a gigantic win here to the side of Afrika.
So their items are all getting somewhat stunted, and they're being pulled in so many different directions that the next mountain... That looks like about that,
well,
right?
They're just getting on top of Fly here as he's all alone. And Beyond's going to have to flash as that one will not land. Keen is getting right in there. This is going to be a free kill on a 1. How about 2 potentially? No, he's not going to get on in there as he did not want to commit, did not know was on the other side of that river.
And I mean... Like Cougar trying to do a little bit of trolling here with Ben.
This is definitely trolling. This is Bard trolling. But he's doing a great trolling job. He has baited a lot of members of Afrika into a terrible position as Kuzan now is quite angry. That's going to be the heal coming out of Mystic as now the depth charge comes on in, and that will be a dead Nautilus.
In.
Eventually, there we go. Here comes Keen. He does not have an ultimate though. An immediate exhaust, so not much doing there as 5 members of Team Dynamics now grouping up, and that is the power of Brad.
Over nothing. Right, now, there's nothing here, it's just a random Bard.
Speaking of fighting over nothing, curious about how this one started as Zoe is dead. I don't know, this is like BDD from yesterday. Generally, you do not want to portal jump straight into 5 members.
Even Jin, not having a good time.
No. He is not really going to be hitting from any damages here in this game. Although, that first shot, if it crits, can be a lot. They're going to find Mystic here, but where's the follow-up? There's 5 members as... Okay, we're trying to make fight, and that is a massive setup as the Cataclysm will come in. And the Olaf is getting a lot of action done in that front line. Now Keen in the back is looking for a double assassination! There you go, that's Keen on the Akali, makes it look unbelievably strong. With that backline access in a broken up fight, as Rich, he's fed, but now he is not alive. So that is going to be a big win there, 1 for 4 in favor of Afrika. It is looking like it. And Team Dynamics, they don't want to go down without a fight. Van Seville taken, but here is that backline access we were talking about. Spirit is going to frontline, but here we go. That Tempered Fate actually does a lot of damage. Spirit's going to go down, and so does the Nautilus. Keen getting some value here, but there is going to be the stun comes in with the Deadly Flourish, and somehow Team Dynamics are able to turn this one around. The flash coming in with the Zhonya's trying to bait it as Jin is not in the greatest spot. Take a look at Mystic. He's trying to do it 1v4. He's going to have the help of Fly just barely, who is trying to kite them out. As the bubble is going to fall short here. Yeah, and it was Spirit going in with the Flag and Drag and the Cataclysm, but we saw Keen coming in from the right side. I just wonder if that was a team call saying like, hey, we've got this flank, let's try to make it work. Or if it was Spirit calling for it 100% here, as that's going to be a really nice arrow to the face of the Bard. He should go down, and the follow-up here is going to be good onto Team Dynamics. That's a nice setup by the Jin in the back, and Spirit again is going to be just locked down. And look at the backline is so weak for Afrika. They can't get in there. And Kuzan is just a siege tank attacking from so far away. That's going to be another one fight here by Team Dynamics after we saw the arrow take out Bard.
And I mean, you can just see the assault that now Zoe, Gangplank, and Jin are able to dish out. All right.
Kuzan could be hitting some of these abilities a bit better. And already the poke.
Oh, Syndra?
Is coming out here as Temper Fate is going to totally miss.
They're so spread up.
Yeah, Syndra is in no man's land as Ben has to flash away. And look at this, now Spirit has to go backwards, and Ridge with his GA is just moving forward. That engage is not going to get you what you want. Keen is all alone now in the back line. He's going to go down, a double kill now. And take a look at the TP damage once again. The non-stop sustained barrels and ult that comes out from this champion is just too much for them to handle. As Exhaust comes in, and now Mystic is going 1v5. They've taken so much damage from the Dragon as well. They're trying to get on top of him, and finally they will, as he tries to make a last stand, aka LS, at the end of that fight. As at the end of it, though, Team Dynamics will be able to take down this Dragon once again, and it's going to come down to Dragon Soul Point for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, it is gonna be an action-packed final fight here, Valdez. I mean, there's no other way. I'm seeing a mortal reminder.
Mortal reminder. Well, Mystic is in a lot of trouble as Olaf is going to be right on top of him. That Tempered Fate, though, might have given him a little bit of extra time. He's finally going to go down. And eventually it will work out for the team. Flag and Drag gets him out of Scooger. I don't know what that was. That's okay, Keen. I like it. I like what you're going for. He's going to get the one. Looking for the two. He's got the stopwatch and the three-man knockup from Spirit as Keen opens it up. And Fly is going to shut it down with the triple kill. Afrika finally win a big fight here when it was looking hopeless for the last 10 minutes.
No Locket of the Iron Solari on either of these junglers is very surprising because of the name.
Oh, double stun. And here we go. Just opening it up. That's a big Tempered Fate, though. Is that going to buy them the time they need? They get the GA off of the Gangplank now as Ridge is going to respawn.
Oh, Bard! Bard.
The amount of damage that this Jin is outputting, too, is insane. Kuzan.
Hey, how many years?
200 light years away.
What the hell is that?
See you later, Zoe. She's trying to join game 2.
You know the little girl running meme?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
things around corners? That's what the Zoe was. Oh, man.
Well, the fight is not over. Keen is going to be looking for the TP play once again. As the engage comes in, and Fly is just getting blown up in the back line. He's immediately going to go down, but here's Mystic trying to go 1v5 as Ben is going to go down, and watch Keen in the back line. Mystic still alive as Keen is going to immediately assassinate everyone who was trying to get on top of Mystic, and now
That's game.
they're looking to push mid.
They have the wave. Bard almost has his ultimate available, and Bard has given away his location. He's going to go and try to proxy the incoming minion wave. And you can see Keen, I don't know what Keen
They can just tank it and use these minions.
They can, well, I'm not so sure what that Tempered Fate was. And so, yeah, that strikes me as a little bit bizarre. He would use it on that turret.
Yeah, they're just going to kill a Googer here.
Yeah.
Free kill, basically, and then they're going to end the game. So we don't even get Mountain Soul. It was just these teams couldn't help but fight. They love the fighting. That makes for some fun games, at least, as we had an insane amount of kills in that one. GG?
Maybe even better for Dynamics if GP just built different. And so that's also...
Welcome back everybody for the Friday night's LCK Analyst Test, and today we'll be joined by Changhyun Lee, Pon, and Luria. And this is Season with the translation. Africa Freaks take on Team Dynamics, and it's been a while since we had this kind of a long series, and after such a long game, Africa Freaks managed to grab a win. Looking at the pick and ban, Team Dynamics got a lot of counter picks. I think both teams prepared a very different style of draft. Africa Freaks was having a very strong lane picks, and Team Dynamics were trying to get the strong team fight picks. Jin is a really good champion into some of the champions that doesn't really have ability to escape fights. Even though Team Dynamics was a little bit behind during the laning phase, they were able to find an edge during team fights and even was so close to turning the game around. Chondo, Heimerdinger are also a good partner for Jin, but Africa this time around picked J4, a champion that Spirit has a very high proficiency. Because there were a lot of actions and fights, it was really entertaining to watch this game overall. Jin, Bard, and Gangplank, they did manage to show a huge power spike. However, Africa also managed to fight really well. And Keen made a huge contribution in this fight. Syndra was moving toward top lane without TP. So Team Dynamics was trying to open fight in this mid lane. Ash was able to drag Team Dynamics players near the mid lane tier 2 turret, and they were so close to losing this fight. Bard started to turn the fight around in the favor of Africa Freaks, and Keen went in to re-engage this fight and even dodges that Q from Zoe. This was purely because of Keen's high-level mechanics. And then because rest of the Team Dynamics champions got knocked up by J4, and Africa Freaks was able to get all the kills. We had a very even kill score and also even Dragon soul points. Mystic, with a crazy kiting skill, he closed out this game. GP, his ult was down. Jin, his ult was down. Well, I mean, Fly did got cut out, and it seemed like Team Dynamics was able to win this game. However, because of the delay coming out from Jin's charging, and also Ash was able to keep kiting. So this was the main reason that Africa Freaks winning that fight. Because Jin was charging or reloading his bullets, well, Mystic and Ash was able to endlessly kite the enemies. Africa didn't avoid to take the fights that Team Dynamics was trying to open. And we could see why Mystic was one of the best AD carries for such a long time. Now it's time to check out the player of the game on the side of Africa Freaks. There were two main carries on top and bottom, but this time around it's gonna be Keen on Akali picking up this player of the game. It is true that Africa was so close to losing this game, but in so many team fights, Keen was able to win this fight for Africa Freaks single-handedly. I mean, if you are a bad Akali player, well, you can just die in your Shroud, but in that Shroud, Keen was sidestepping all of the critical skills coming out from the opponents, and the way he juggles the aggro was also on point. Even though he was playing an assassin champion, he was doing so many roles by himself. Ash and Jin is a very common matchup coming into the bottom lane, but Jin actually has a winning edge in terms of match score. He almost unanimous vote over to him for this POG. Now it's time to move on to game number 2. Africa versus Team Dynamics.